All right, welcome everyone to today's DROM for Seniors info session. I almost said Stronger You Senior Fitness info session. We just had our Stronger You info session on Thursday, so I feel like my brain is still there from last week. But no, we are talking all about the DROM for Seniors program together, drumming and mindfulness together. And my name is Emily. I'm the founder of Stronger You Senior Fitness. I'll start by telling you a little bit about me and what's led me to being in front of you all today talking about this incredible program. And then we'll get into Jerome for Seniors for the rest of the time. So I founded Stronger You Senior Fitness over 6 years ago. And now I can't believe I'm saying those words. It's nearly coming up on 7 years. And I started my career in community chronic disease management. So working with older adults who were recovering from heart attack, stroke, older adults with other chronic conditions like osteoarthritis, COPD, really anything you think of, diabetes, really any older adult who wanted to help enhance their health, or maybe sometimes their doctor told them they were on a road to having something like a heart attack or a stroke if they didn't change their lifestyle. And after that, I actually found the world of senior living, where not only could I teach exercise with older adults, but I was driving an 18-passenger bus. I was planning huge parties and events. I was struggling my way through art programming, which I love art and sort of creative programming, but I'm not very good at it, and doing all sorts of things. So I worked as a life enrichment assistant and then a life enrichment manager and then a regional manager of recreation, where I supported a team of 49 directors of recreation spread across the country. And it was really in that role, as well as the role previous to it as a manager, that I saw that my team really needed better education tools and resources to deliver high quality class content to their residents. And it wasn't for lack of wanting to or trying to. My team of 49, like, they're so beloved in my heart. They were amazing, incredible people. But for some, they didn't have the right education to support them to offer that high quality programming. For some, they had the education, but they didn't know how to put that education into practice. And so I kind of sat with that for a while. And then I sort of say how the story goes is out of frustration and passion, I decided to finally found Stronger You Senior Fitness over 6 years ago now. And so you're probably wondering, okay, she's talking all about Stronger You, but we're here to talk about DROM for Seniors. Well, about a year ago, just over a year ago now, I had the absolute pleasure of connecting with the creator of DROM Practice. And Val Shaw is her name. She was looking for an organization to take over, become a home for the DROM course for practitioners who want to offer the DROM program. And so with our expertise around senior fitness, a mutual colleague of ours said, hey, you should talk to Emily and see if Stronger You Senior Fitness will become the new home. And so that's when DROM for Seniors was born. We took this incredible concept and training that was developed by Val at the DROM practice and really honed in on the application of that program with seniors, which was our expertise. So I'm going to tell you all about the program, and you're going to see why, if you know anything about Stronger You, really this course was a total fit for our organization. But it's a very special program. It's been just over a year now. Actually, December 1st will be the official 1 year anniversary of the Jerome for Seniors course launching. So exciting. So let's get into it. Let me click over here. You will get these slides following today's session. And as I said, if you have questions as we go, feel free to throw them in the chat or just come off mute and interrupt me. I'm totally happy with that. That's always a little bit more fun for me when I get questions as we go. But we will also save time for questions at the end. So about Stronger You Senior Fitness, just quickly, in the organization as the home of the Drone for Seniors program, we're an education company, first of our kind globally. And so we do have established partnerships all around the world. And what we do is offer online instructor education and 30 minutes of brand new class content monthly. So we have both the Stronger You Senior Fitness instructor course and the Drone for Seniors instructor course. And with both programs, one of the reasons why when Val was telling me about the Drone for Seniors program that I was like, yes, this is such a good fit, is we don't just focus on the physical. We really focus on creating something for everyone. A fitness experience is what we like to call it, because no matter our age, and it seems as the later our age get and our stage in life gets, fitness and being physically active seems to fall to the bottom of our list of priorities. I know myself, even as a busy mom of two, running a business, doing all these things, sometimes it's hard to fit in a workout for me. And it's not because I don't love to work out and I know the importance of it, but I just get so busy, right? I know a lot of you can probably understand that for yourselves. But what we see is we kind of go through life getting a little maybe too busy to maintain our physical activity. And then we hit a certain age where we're kind of like, well, what's really the point? And I'll tell you, I would be such a wealthy individual if I had $1 for every time an older adult told me, oh, Emily, I'm 86, I'm not coming to that exercise class, or I'm 93, or I'm 73, whatever the age was. I heard this so often that older adults didn't see the need to exercise. And so that's why it's so important that if we know that they couldn't care less about exercise, it's not going to be very helpful to invite them to an exercise program. We have to know what's important to them, and we have to invite them to the program based on that. And I'm going to talk more about that later, but that's one of the unique features of our program. And who we serve. So recreation, activity, fitness, and life enrichment professionals, primarily those working in senior living organizations. And that's anywhere from long-term care, skilled nursing, assisted living, independent living, and community-based programs. So the whole spectrum is able to do this program and experience the benefits and joy of it. And then we also partner with post-secondary institutions as well. So that way they're building the Stronger You programs and soon the DROM for Seniors programs into their curriculum. So our goal is to bridge the gap between knowledge and practice. So there are so many courses out there that teach you the theory, teach you the knowledge you need to create a great senior fitness class, but then you're sort of left to your own devices with how to take that information and put it into a class, put it into practice. I actually was just at a conference, in October now, and someone was talking about a different drumming for seniors certification course that's out there. And she was saying how about 30 of her staff members went through the course, and she said only 2 of them now actually teach the program. And immediately for me, I was like, oh, I could totally see why. And she said the reason was they struggled after the knowledge to put it into practice. They didn't know how to put things together for themselves. And so they ultimately ended up dropping the program. And so that's what's really different about us at Stronger You and the DROM for Seniors course is we're going to give you the knowledge, but then we're going to give you the actual put together class content for you to learn and teach to your group. So you won't be like that group of 30 where 28 of them went to the training and never taught a class. You are going to be able to go through this training and implement this program with the seniors you work with. And then lastly, debunking misconceptions about aging and exercise. I speak at a lot of conferences, webinars, do a lot of association work around how do we help our older adults to be more physically active, more healthy. And it doesn't have to just be gentle exercise and stretching. We need to do more vigorous exercise with our older adult population to help them to age successfully. And I love DROM for Seniors for this because honestly, this program doesn't really feel like exercise. It feels more like fun. And then it's like, wow, I think I actually got a workout on top of all that fun as well. So let's talk about what is the DROM for Seniors experience all about. Your group is going to come and sit down in your class. Well, what are they going to experience? Well, let's talk about the class features. The first part of every DROM for Seniors class is our getting grounded practice. Okay. On average, this is about a 5-minute part of the class, but you could make it shorter. Hopefully not too much shorter, or longer is totally fine. And this is where we focus on our posture, on purposeful breathing, on bringing our bodies and minds into the present moment. So even for older adults, even for people who are retired, they have got a lot of things going on in their brain. It surprises some people to think, but they have stressors and anxiety and things that are really weighing on them. I talked to one resident, she was worried about her husband's health issues that were coming up. She was worried about how they were going to continue to pay to live in the retirement residence they were living in. And so all of these stresses, and she would come to a Drone for Seniors class and she could just let it melt away and she could just be in the moment in that class. So that is the first 5 minutes is our getting grounded meditative practice. And we always have a theme for both the getting grounded and calm practice, which I'll talk to next. And so, for example, it might be our journey through some stepping stones. And during our practice, we're envisioning that we are taking steps one by one through stepping stones. And no matter how small the step is, we're getting closer and closer to the person we want to be, to the place we want to be. And so again, just kind of a nice visual to get people to be in the moment. Once we've had a chance to get everyone grounded, get them all into the present moment, that's when we get energized. And so this is the main portion of the class, about 20 minutes on average. Again, can be shortened or lengthened. And this is where we're drumming. We are getting our sticks on a ball or a ball substitute like a chair, a throw pillow. I'll talk about some different things you use to get this class put together. You don't actually need drumsticks or drums to make it work. But this is where we're working on our body. We're working on our brain. We're having fun. We are creating a sense of community by drumming and moving our bodies together. This is the part that is pure joy. And then we end with the calm practice. So this is where the class comes full circle. The last 5 minutes, again, can be shortened or lengthened. And the first 2 minutes, about 2.5 minutes of the calm practice is this beautiful beat that we build together. So it's stomping, it's slapping on our legs, it's clapping. There's actually a ha in there as well. And it's the same in every single Drone for Seniors class. So it's very ritualistic. We know that we've come to the end of our class when we get to this sort of stomping beat that we're building together. So that's always the first 2 minutes of the calm practice. The last 2.5, 3 minutes of it is returning to that same theme that we explored in the getting grounded practice. So now if we still use our example of the stepping stones, we might be taking a moment to acknowledge and think about the journey of the class that we've just been on and think of all the amazing work we've done and where we've been and how do we continue with that feeling? How do we continue with that journey after the class is done? And again, just a great way to sort of end things off before we send them off into their day. So that is the Drone for Seniors experience. So 5 minutes on average getting grounded, 20 minutes of getting energized, and 5 minutes of calm at the end. So let's talk about the course now and how you will bring this to life, how we're going to get you ready to teach your first Drone for Seniors class. So there's 3 parts to the Drone for Seniors instructor course. Part 1 really focuses in on the Drone for Seniors methodology and the benefits of the program. We want you to be well versed and understand the evidence behind the program, how the program was created, so you are able to then take those philosophies and those principles and you're able to put that into action. Part 2 is where we start to move in the action. We're learning those 3 key elements that I just talked about. So we're really going to break down the getting grounded, getting energized, and calm portion. Really talk about what's special, what to think about, and start to learn your first tracks of these sections. And then part 3 is the part where we fully focus on the practice. So if you're familiar with the Stronger You Senior Fitness Instructor course, this is the exact same. As we get to part 3, guided practice modules are these short 20 to 30 minute practice sessions that help you to learn your first Drone for Seniors class and prepare to film your practical video, okay? Now, I say the word practical video and I kind of freak people out sometimes where they think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to learn this class. I'm going to film myself teaching it. That sounds so scary. And just like with Stronger You, we don't see this as wanting to see that you are perfect and you teach this flawless class. We really see it as this is a step on your learning journey. We want to make sure at this point that you're meeting the key items, there's 10 of them that are outlined in the assessment. At least 75% of the time, you're meeting those key components. We want to see that it's going to be a safe class, but we know that the more you teach, the more you continue to practice, the better it's going to get. So this is our opportunity to give you some feedback, give you some kudos on the things you're doing well, and sort of be part of that continued learning journey. All right, I'm going to pause there for a moment. We've kind of reviewed the three main components of a DROM for Seniors class, as well as the different parts of the instructor course. Any question on those two items? No? Okay, if you do have questions, feel free to type away, put them in the chat. No, that's good. No worries. Nice for me to take a little breath. All right, let's talk about the 6 dimensions of wellness. I talked a little bit about this at the beginning, right? How as we move through life, it's tough to make time or make physical activity a priority. Well, this is something that was so in line with Stronger You Senior Fitness. And when I saw that DROM was doing it all as well, I was like, yes, this is like you are speaking our language. And so it's really important to us that we don't just focus on the physical. If you only focus on the physical, you're only going to get a small subset of older adults to join your group. That's going to be the subset who prioritizes physical activity and believes that they can be successful doing it and has that confidence. Those people are going to be the ones to join your program. But you have to know that it's not everyone's priority. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But maybe someone really loves programs that are great for the brain. They really care about their brain health. They want to try to stave off, ward off dementia or Alzheimer's disease. I had a resident, her name was Pat. She used to always come to my intellectual focus program. So she would come to the brain game. She would come to the guest speaker. She was always doing Sudokus and crosswords and any program that she thought was good for her brain. And so one day I went to her and I said, hey, Pat, did you know that coming to my Stronger You Senior Fitness class, obviously not DROM, but my Stronger You Senior Fitness class is amazing for your brain. Now, she didn't listen to me at first, but she went and researched it, Googled it, as she does. It has to research it first. And she did the research and found that, oh my God, Emily is right. Coming to her Stronger You class is actually really great for my brain. And the research actually tells us that if you have the opportunity to take part in physical activity, typically cardiovascular activity, or do a Sudoku, the cardiovascular activity is actually going to have the better return on health investment. It's actually better for your brain, even though we think of a Sudoku as more in line with like a brain exercise. But this, I'm using the Stronger You example, but the same thing goes for DROM for seniors. We have that cardiovascular exercise and we have the brain challenges built into the program. So this program, just like Stronger You, is incredible for the brain. And actually the DROM for seniors, I would maybe say even takes it one step further because one thing we know about the brain is that anytime we cross the midline, anytime we're doing movements like this, our brain just loves it. It is so good for our brain. And something that we do quite often in DROM for seniors is we're drumming across the midline. We're doing all these different combinations, including crossing that midline. So incredibly, incredibly good for the brain. So if you have a participant who you know couldn't care less about exercise, but cares a lot about their brain health, that's where you want to ensure that you're inviting to the program based on what's important to them and really focusing in on that intellectual dimension, which again, when you get to the course, it's going to talk about all the intellectual benefits, the research behind it. And so once you know that, you just pair that with the invitation. The emotional dimension of wellness through the music and mindfulness of the program. Again, just like Stronger You, it's music that they will be familiar with, that they have positive memories associated with it. And the research tells us that exercising to music helps us exercise at higher intensities and for longer durations. So the music is so, so key. But then also the mindfulness. Like I said, there's those residents who are going through so many stressors things that you can't even imagine. Could even just be loneliness, right? And so coming to a program like this where they have that getting grounded and that calm practice is amazing for their emotional well-being. Also a sense of mastery, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of like the first time I came to this class, I was drumming all over the place and I don't know what I was doing. And 2 or 3 classes later, I am getting these combinations. And you see that sense of pride that like, wow, I can do this. Vocation or sense of purpose. We talk about these benefits within the course, but helping your participants to feel like active participants of the group and not just a butt in a seat, a passive participant. Social, fostering strong social connections. Drumming really has this community creating effect because we're doing this thing together. Sometimes it's the amazing sound of everyone being totally on beat, and sometimes it's a little bit of a laugh when that one person just can't get that beat, and we always hear them off beat. I've experienced that in my classes, and people aren't like, "Hey, you're not on the beat." It's more of a laugh. It's more of like all of our unique beats make up this amazing community. And then the spiritual dimension of wellness. That purposeful, that mindfulness, that focus on inward reflection through our getting grounded and our calm practice really does have spiritual benefits as well. So these are the steps to becoming an instructor. As I said, first, complete the online course, completely self-paced, accessible from any device, tablet, cell phone, computer, and usually takes about 8 to 12 hours to complete. Then we get to those guided practice modules that we talked about, and then you get ready to film and submit your video, which again, we've reviewed already is not as scary as it sounds. Once you gain access, once you get certified, you then gain access to 30 minutes of brand new class content every month in both seated and standing formats. So you can teach this program seated or standing or a combination of both. I've had instructors say that they do 1 track seated, 1 track standing. I've had some say, oh, we'll do the first 3 from a seated position and then the last 3 from a standing position. So you can choose what works best with your group. And then the pricing. So the enrollment is both your enrollment in the instructor course and your first year of monthly class content. The pricing is $370 US or $466 Canadian. No one's getting a deal. It's just based on our current exchange rates. And just like with Stronger You, every enrollment includes our annual turnover protection. So this is really key if you're thinking about enrolling a team member, an assistant, someone you work with, but you're not sure if they're going to be here 3 months, 6 months, 9 months from now. So this is a way you can invest in them so you can have more DROM for Seniors instructors where you work. So the residents or participants you work with can benefit from that, but then also know that your investment is protected. So if someone were to leave their role within 1 year of being enrolled, you just send us an email and you let us know that this person's no longer with you, but you have a new hire, and we enroll your new hire at no additional cost. Okay. We do have department discounts available. So if you have teams of 3 or more that you're looking to get certified, hit reply to the follow-up email that I'm going to send you and just let me know. The more people you certify above 3, the lower the price per person. So we can make it affordable for some teams of 10, 12, even more to get their teams certified. Okay. Now, I'll maybe answer a question because I usually get it at this point, but I've just started answering it at this point. Maybe I should just add it on the slide. But this is the point where I usually get the question of, is there an annual renewal? And there's no annual renewal with the DROM for Seniors instructor course. With the Stronger You instructor course, there is that annual renewal because it is a senior fitness instructor certification. And with all certifications, there is an annual continuing education and renewal process that says to the world that you continue your education and you are in good standing. So that's us meeting the highest quality standards. With the DROM for Seniors program, we see this as more of a continuing education certification. And so with that, we have our enrollment in the course, your first year of class content. And then from there, you have the ability to, you've got 1 year worth of content to mix and match, create your own from. But as we always do, we'll just continue to listen to our community. I have a feeling within the next few months, we're going to start to have instructors saying like, Oh, that's it. There's no more class content because we're reaching that first group who've been with us a year now. Now the course is a year old. So if there is a want for more class content, we may create a year two. We'll just see if that's a need, if that's something that you guys are interested in, but it won't be ever a requirement of this program that you have to renew each year after. Okay. But if you're like, hey, I want more than 1 year, then let us know and we'll kind of see what the world is saying about that. All right, we are coming to the end of our time here. We are going to do our giveaway for 50% off enrollment in the course. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment here while I get that set up. And in the meantime, this is where you can ask questions either by coming off mute or putting your questions in the chat. And it's going to be super easy on me today because I've got two names to put into our wheel. Let me even share.
Do you have like a sample class video that we could watch?
Yeah, great question. So right now, oh, that's the slide I forgot to add in. Thank you for saying that. I meant right as I was about to come in and I got an email and forgot. So yes, we have our fitness programming going on right now. It's our holiday themed programming. And our 2024 fitness class is DROM for the holidays. And so it's a holiday themed DROM for seniors class that you can check out. And then you can also learn it for free and teach it to your group as like a test run to see what they think of this program. So that will be in the follow-up email as well. I'll actually add the slide in too. That way, when you're going through the slides, if you want to click on that, it will also take you to the fitness programming. Yeah. So
Okay, awesome.
check
Thanks.
out, yeah, check out the sample there. I'm going to click the wheel here. 50-50 chance, ladies. Natalie, we have to see the confetti first. That's not official, so there's confetti. Congratulations, Natalie. So you will have a special promo code for 50% off enrollment following today's session. So stay tuned for that. I'll reshare my last slide here. Okay, perfect. Oh, let me reopen the chat here too. Any other questions about the program? Anything I didn't touch on that you're wondering?
In terms of like materials, do you have, I mean, will the course include like suggested resources? Because I'm just envisioning like moving from seating to standing and like just different ways of making that the equipment that might be helpful for residents.
Yeah, exactly. So we do talk about, how to increase or decrease the intensity and what to do in terms of height and sort of setup in that way. But I think I said earlier in the session, right? People think of like, oh, I have to get drumstick and I have to get those big, Bosu balls, right? Something we talk about during the course is that a lot of people will just drum on the back of chairs. So if you have a chair, it's better. It's one of those padded chairs with a little bit of material on it already. And then
Mhm.
you can kind of drum on that. But even if you had a regular plastic chair, putting like a small throw towel or a throw pillow down on it just to dampen the noise a little bit. But then as well with the drumstick, you don't have to use drumsticks. We've seen people order chopsticks because you can buy them in bulk off Amazon, like 100 chopsticks for like nothing. Knitting needles was the most recent one that actually I hadn't thought of, but someone said that they use knitting needles because again, you just sort of have those lying around in your community. We've also seen people where it's like a bring from home. You've got kitchen spoons, wooden spatulas, whatever it might be. And people have a bit of a good laugh with what they bring from their suite. So it's like a bring your own drumstick sort of situation. And some people will have drumsticks at home. I've had even residents have their own drum, like actual cool, like beautifully painted drums that they want to drum on, and they bring their own drum as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do. And then from the standing position, instead of drumming on the seat of the chair, you're more drumming on the back of the chair.
Okay.
And then again, if it's a plastic one, whatever the setup is, putting a little towel over the edge, that's all shown in the course.
Okay, great.
Yeah, great question. May, anything from you?
No, thank you, Emily. Because 1 year ago, I start to
Mhm.
do drums class, But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because there was limited time, I didn't submit the video.
Yes.
But I'm started to do in here in the long term.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, but I have a plan now to be a certified for this. So
Awesome.
yeah, I will think
Good.
seriously to apply for drums program now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Emily, because already I have certified for cardio before. So
Hmm.
as I think my company now not deal with the same uh, fitness senior course. So I
Yeah.
don't know what I have to do for both for drums and the old one.
Yeah, so actually, we have it made up now that if you already are a Stronger U certified instructor, which you are, and you take the Drone for Seniors instructor course, it actually also satisfies your renewal for another year of Stronger U Senior Fitness. You just don't get any new class content, but you'll maintain access to all the class content that you did previously have. And so that's like I was saying about the continuing education. We kind of take this as you are doing continuing
Mhm.
education, you're staying up on your skills and new education and certain and new research. And so this helps maintain your Stronger U certification as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll get the link in the follow-up email. And so you can just kind of click that to get started. And there's
Um,
also as well a template email. So if you wanted to talk to your manager about paying for the course for you, there's
mhm.
some great talking points in there of like, why they would want to pay for this course for you.
Yeah, and if I want to change my email because
Yeah.
I use the my company, so I want to
Mhm.
use my own email.
Sure. Yeah.
So just send email for the senior fitnesses. That's it, and
Yep.
explain what happened. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Good. I'll check because I don't know if we have your personal on file or if we have your work email, but I can take a look when I send the follow-up emails.
Yeah. Already. Thank you very much.
Okay. Awesome. Natalie, any other questions? There's no limit on questions. Feel free to ask. This is my favorite part.
No, I think that's all I can think of. I guess the timeline, like from when I start taking the online course, is there a limit to when I need to turn in the video?
Nope, no
Okay.
limit at all. Completely
Okay.
self-paced. You work at it according to your speed and you submit your video when you're ready. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Just
great.
don't
And then
be
does
too
the
hard on
year of
yourselves.
content, would the year of content start then after I submit the video?
You
Okay.
got it. Yeah. The
Okay. That
time
makes
does not start until you are certified, and then you get 12 classes, 1 year worth of classes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm
You're
excited.
welcome. Yeah. And I was just saying, don't be too hard on yourself with the video. We have some who like they're so hard on themselves. They practice and practice and practice and practice. And it's like, just send it to us. You're gonna do great. All right. Okay, very good. Well, thank you both for joining us today. Keep an eye out for those follow-up emails. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and feel free to let us know via email. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you so much.
everyone.
Have a good day.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too. Bye-bye.